Welcome, deep divers. Today, we're really digging into Nanyang Technological University NTU over in Singapore. We've got a whole stack of material, guides, expert views, student stories.
Yeah, quite a bit.
And our mission for you, basically a shortcut to figuring out what makes NTU tick, why it's considered such a global powerhouse.
Exactly. We're looking at, guides, quotes, case studies, even some success stories. The goal is to really connect the dots on NTU's offerings, its unique culture, and how it gets students ready for what's next. It's very much about that mix of innovation and, well, real-world readiness.
Right, and we'll be focusing on a few key things. NTU's global standing, how it got there so fast, then the actual experience, academics, campus life, and importantly, practical tips for actually succeeding there. Because it sounds like it's challenging, but also pretty innovative.
Definitely. A fascinating place.
So let's start with that global powerhouse idea. When you look at NTU today, in 2025, it's more than just another university, right? It feels like a real hub for innovation, research.
Oh, absolutely. And what's kind of crazy is how quickly it got there. Founded in '91, which isn't that long ago in university terms.
No, not at all.
And yet, it's already a major player. The rankings back that up. Consistently top tier globally. By 2025, it hit number 12 in the QS World Rankings. That's huge for a young university.
Number 12, wow.
Yeah, and its focus is broad science, engineering, business, humanities, arts, social sciences. It really excels, gets a lot of recognition, particularly in engineering, material sciences, and education too.
Okay, so it's got the ranking, the reputation, but how does that actually translate, for the students, for the real world?
Right, and that's where it gets really interesting. NTU has these incredibly strong industry links. By 2025, think partnerships with giants like Rolls-Royce, Alibaba, BMW.
Seriously, those kinds of companies.
Yeah, really big names. And the goal isn't just like a vague connection. They aim to make graduates industry ready from day one. It's about building these seamless pipelines for internships, for jobs.
Okay, so practical skills, direct links.
Exactly. Plus, they've massively expanded research in hot areas, AI, green tech, biotech, and their exchange programs. Over 200 partner universities now. So students get serious global exposure alongside that applied knowledge focus.
So given that global reach and the industry focus, what are they actually teaching? What's the academic side look like?
Oh, it's comprehensive. You've got the whole range. Undergraduate, graduate, PhDs, spread across major colleges. Engineering, science, the Nanyang Business School, humanities, arts, social sciences, plus the Lee Kuan Yew School of Medicine.
A lot of ground covered there.
For sure. And what's cool is how they mix things up. Take the Renaissance Engineering program, the REP. It doesn't just teach engineering in a silo.
Right.
It blends it with business, with global exposure. It's about creating engineers who aren't just technically brilliant, but also, leaders who can tackle complex global problems, really forward-thinking stuff.
Okay, moving beyond the academics. The campus itself sounds pretty unique, the Garden Campus.
Yeah, that's what they call it. And it fits. It's huge, 200 hectares, and incredibly green. Lots of sustainable design.
Yeah.
It often pops up on lists of the world's most beautiful campuses.
Really?
Oh, yeah. And it's not just looks. They've got something like 57 buildings certified under Singapore's Green Mark scheme. That's a serious commitment to sustainability.
And practically for students living there.
It's pretty well set up. Over 20 halls of residence on campus, affordable, well-equipped housing, which, in Singapore, that's a big deal.
Definitely.
And beyond just having a place to sleep, there's a really vibrant student scene. Over 100 student clubs and organizations, everything from robotics teams to drama groups. So lots of ways for students to find their community.
Okay, so for anyone listening who's thinking, maybe NTU is for me, let's get practical. Admissions, funding, what's the lowdown?
Right. Well, the basics are pretty standard for top universities. You'll need strong academic transcripts, proof of English proficiency, usually a test score, good letters of recommendation, and a really compelling personal statement, something that shows you fit NTU's vibe.
And deadlines.
For undergrad, applications usually run October to February. Graduate programs vary a bit more, so you'd need to check the specific course.
Okay. And the cost? Because international fees can be steep.
They can be. For international undergrads, you're looking at roughly SGD $17,000 to $31,000 a year. It's a range. But, and this is important, NTU puts a lot into attracting talent. They offer quite a few merit-based scholarships, things like the Nanyang Scholarship, the ASEAN Undergraduate Scholarship. These can make a huge difference.
Good to know. Now, let's talk honestly. Even the best places have challenges. What are the common sort of pain points for students at NTU? What do the sources say?
Yeah, it's not all smooth sailing. Common themes include a really heavy workload. It's intense, balancing coursework, research, maybe clubs. It's a lot.
Okay.
Sometimes housing can be tight despite the halls. And there's definitely competitive pressure. High standards mean, well, high pressure.
Understandable. Anything else?
Some mention maybe limited access to faculty at times, just because everyone's busy. Adapting to new tech platforms can be a hurdle for some. And for international students, there's always that cultural adjustment period.
So how does a place like NTU tackle those kinds of issues? Do they just expect students to cope?
Actually, no. And this is fascinating. In 2023, they launched something called Project Lighten. It was a direct response to concerns about workload.
Project Lighten? Yep.
Yeah. The idea was to streamline things. We looked at grading, introduced more blended learning, even used AI for some tutorial support, and it worked.
Really? What were the results?
Pretty impressive. They cut average weekly study hours by about 12%, and student satisfaction went up by 18%. It actually became a kind of model for other universities in Asia by 2025.
Wow, that's proactive. So building on that, what advice do our sources give students for actually thriving there? Not just surviving, but really mastering the NTU experience.
There's a whole checklist, basically. Practical stuff, like given the workload, really use the NTU Learn calendar, block out time, stay organized.
Makes sense.
Join professional clubs early semester 1 or 2. Start building those networks. And with the research focus, definitely build relationships with professors early on. That can open doors.
Right, proactive networking.
Exactly. Apply for internships by semester 2. Don't wait. Use those industry links. Schedule regular library time, make it a habit. Form peer study groups helps with the pressure and the learning.
Collaboration, not just competition.
Precisely. Attend guest lectures, great for exposure. Back up everything digitally sounds basic, but crucial with tech reliance. Use the mental wellness programs they offer. Don't ignore burnout potential.
Good point.
Network with exchange students, too, broadens your perspective. Maybe learn some basic Mandarin useful in Singapore. And crucially, block out personal downtime. Protect it. Oh, and keep a running list of your achievements. Good for resumes, but also for morale.
That's a comprehensive list. It sounds like it's about building systems, not just powering through.
Totally. It's holistic. Academic, professional, personal well-being, all linked, especially in a demanding place like NTU.
Let's bring in some other voices. What do leaders or even outside observers say about NTU's impact?
Well, you've got Professor Subra Suresh, the NTU president. He's quoted saying something like, "We're shaping graduates who can navigate complexity, not just pass exams," which really sums up their goal.
Captures that practical focus.
Yeah, and even someone like Elon Musk commented, basically saying institutions like NTU show how science and entrepreneurship can and should go together.
High praise. How else is NTU seen?
It varies a bit. Some see it primarily as a tech powerhouse. Others see more balance, the blend with humanities and business. What you hear consistently from alumni is how career-ready they felt, and employers, they value that practical problem-solving mindset NTU grads seem to have. The numbers for Coming 25 kind of bear this out, too.
Okay, give us some stats.
Sure. Over 33,000 students, about 25% international, so pretty diverse. Research-wise, they're pumping out over 7,000 peer-reviewed publications a year. And graduate employment is strong. 93% find jobs within 6 months. The Nature Index data also highlights their strength in specific research fields like physical chemistry, nanotechnology, quantum physics, top-tier stuff.
So beyond the big numbers, what about the specific research? You mentioned innovation. What does that look like on the ground?
This is where it gets really cool, I think. They're doing research that's not just outward-facing, but also improves NTU itself.
Like what?
Well, they've published scholarly work on the best ways to teach research integrity to their own researchers. Meta-research, almost.
Interesting.
Then there's this project tackling what they call bot poop, basically. Poor quality AI-generated text from students. They develop a chatbot, Professor Leodar, to help identify and reduce it, using AI to manage AI challenges.
Very current.
Absolutely. And another example, using deep learning and gamification, like game mechanics combined with IoT sensors in student residences to encourage energy conservation. They're studying how to make their own campus more sustainable using cutting-edge tech. It's like a living lab.
So they're applying the research internally. That ties back to that Project Lighten idea, too, using innovation to solve their own challenges.
Exactly. It's an ecosystem of continuous improvement driven by their own research strengths.
Let's make this even more concrete. Can we talk about some real student stories? How have individuals navigated this whole system?
Yeah, the sources give a few examples. There's Pradeep Gowda, an international student aiming for environmental engineering. He managed to get in and secure a scholarship, really leveraging the support systems for planning.
Okay.
Then Kavya Shetty in the MBA program. Because of NTU's strong industry ties, she landed an internship offer in Singapore before she even finished her degree.
Nice.
And Raghavendra Patil, doing a master's in computer science, he benefited from specific financial planning advice and help finding accommodation, which made his transition much smoother into that demanding program.
So these stories highlight how the university's structures, scholarships, career services, planning support actually help students manage the challenges and succeed.
Precisely. It shows the impact of having those support systems alongside the academic rigor and innovation focus.
Okay, so wrapping this all up, what's the big takeaway for you? What does NTU represent?
For me, it's this dynamic intersection. You've got hardcore academics meeting real-world innovation. You've got significant challenges, sure, but also really proactive, research-informed solutions like Project Lighten.
Right.
It's about equipping students not just with facts, but with the ability to navigate complexity, to problem solve, to, well, thrive.
A preparation for the real world, truly.
Yeah. And maybe a final thought to leave you with. NTU's whole approach seems to treat innovation as the norm, not the exception. And that pressure students feel, maybe it's not just stress, but a sign you're actually pushing boundaries, that you're on the right track.
Interesting way to frame it.
So consider that. How could actively building systems to master challenges rather than just enduring them? How could that mindset apply to your own learning, your own work, wherever you are?
That's a great point to ponder. How institutions like NTU aren't just teaching subjects, but maybe teaching a whole new way of approaching challenges and innovation. Really fascinating stuff.
Definitely.
Well, thank you for joining us on this deep dive into NTU. Lots to think about.